it's looking good, and yeah, so it's pretty much sort of like the bike that is on pole at the moment, ridden by Richard Markenberg. So been interested to see how it goes, and it'll be pretty competitive for the year coming up.
I was here yesterday for the track day, and Glenn Scatchell jumped on it and went out, and within 2 laps he was doing late 12s.
That is good to hear. Thank you, sir. Yes. Yeah, no, we tried to get a little bit of information out of them, and they were pretty tight-lipped about it. So they didn't really want to give too much away.
I don't think they know I was timing it, but never mind.
No, 12s is good. It's hopefully it's a bike you'll be able to jump on and go fast pretty quickly, and that's pretty much what you expect from a single cylinder. It's pretty easy to manoeuvre around the corners, and yeah, it should be good as we head into the Nationals.
Well, there's a bit of a joke going on in the program at the moment where they've come up with some nicknames. Richard Stocker's best Markham Barrett. He's been known to fiddle with things and not always have the best outcomes.
Yeah, no, he's had a couple of, I guess you could say bad luck, but there's a couple of engines blown up, but you know, you touch things too much and they explode sometimes. So.
Exactly right. The other...
yeah, well, I think we'll just leave most of our race building to Kramer, because I think they know it best. And, yeah.
Classics, Glenn Scatchell, a.k.a. Rain Princess.
Yeah, I know, I could definitely understand that one.
And Hayden Fitzgerald, a.k.a. Buttercup.
Yeah, no, I know Glenn Scatchell. I think he's been on slicks before, and I've been on wets, and I've seen him go around the outside of me in a full wet track on slicks. So I just leave most of the wet weather riding to Glenn, and I just sort of try and tag along. I know my limits.
I was just talking to Craig Sheriffs about 20 minutes ago, and
unlucky.
Chris Osborne said to him that he's lost his crown of being Rain Princess. He was quite happy to hand it over.
No, Glenn is definitely a good rider. I mean, you got to earn these sort of things, and he's definitely gone a long way to sort of putting himself up there. So if you're good in the rain, you can be pretty much good anywhere. It's a big test about how good the rider is, and how you have throttle control, and controlling a bike under tricky conditions is sort of the mark of a really good rider.
Yes, very much so. So Richard Markham Barrett's got a fairly substantial lead out there. First standing lap he did a 1:18.5.
Yeah, no, he's been doing. I've been following him closely, as you can imagine, and he's been riding really well. He's looking really good on the bike, and yeah, no, it's
a lovely bit of kit. It really
is. It looks the part, that's for sure, and that's always good when you have a race bike and potential sponsors and that sort of thing, and it's always good to have a presentable package you can present to them anyway.
Exactly. Have you had much to do with MV Augustas before?
Not really. I've been obviously I've seen them out in the Superbike paddock, and when Alex came over, rode the last couple of seasons on his from overseas, and we'll sort of see how we go this year, and hopefully it's not too much to get my head around, and we'll be able to sort of be out the sharp end of the field.
Yeah, the great sounding bike. He was one here yesterday, and he was having trouble with his fibre wire throttle. Sticking, you know, the old cables you can just have a bit of a play around with, but the fibre wire starts getting a bit tricky.
Yeah, we got a really good team around us. We don't ever do anything on our own, and yeah, with our Radar and Rod Price at Helicraft Racing, they're really looking after us, and we get the sort of the best technicians you can get, and it's yeah, it makes it a lot easier when you got guys that know what they're doing. And
exactly. You know, Radar Cullen's been doing the traps for years. Very, very clever man.
Yeah, it's all right. You got to have the good people on your side, or you can't really get anywhere. It's always never down to one person. You just got to have a big team behind you, and to get where you want to go.
Indeed.
Richard is pushing really hard around these corners, and it's good to see. But I have noticed coming down the straights, he's sitting up a bit. So you can see he's not pushing as hard as this thing can go.
No.
Maybe he knows there's some spies out in the pits today.
Yeah.
It's been some good racing today. The races we've seen have been nice and close, like the lightweight race before. Reece got a good jump in the rest of the field, but there's a good sort of battle groups going on.
Exactly.
It's good to see that they're still at club days, still competing and sort of able to push each other around, and not just in a gentlemanly like way, respecting each other. And yeah, it's good to see.
Yeah, well, even yesterday we had probably over 130 riders out here, and there were only 2 incidents, which was
yeah, that's always good. Always good.
Weather was fantastic. We've had a bit of a struggle with Vic Club weather, especially last year. It was absolutely hideous.
Yeah, I think I did all the rounds of Vic Club last year, and I think I had one dry race, which was good. So got a bit of practice on for the Nationals for that one race. It's good.
Indeed. So you're doing Suzuki Series in
Yeah, we're doing the Suzuki series on the MV and the Kramer, and we'll sort of be just sort of getting to know the bikes just before we get into nationals. So nationals is the main goal, but we'll see how we go Suzuki series, see if we can put some good results to get together and just get better accustomed to the bikes and the way they handle and set up and all those important things.
So rumour has it you're based in Palmerston North now, are you?
Yes, unfortunately, yes. I do live in the Great Palmy. No, it's been alright. Working for Honda, it's a good place. The boss is a bit of a,
He's sitting right next to you, so careful.
Yeah.
So at Honda Cars, what are you doing there?
Oh, pretty much just the service department, just looking after them and doing alright. It's good. You sort of, Palmy's a good place to be based, sort of racetrack wise. When you got Manfield just here, and then there's just down the road you got motocross tracks pretty much everywhere, Foxton, and there's a lot of good tracks around. You can train pretty much every weekend. And
plus Taupo's only a couple of hours
yeah,
away.
Taupo's not that far away. We'll probably be heading up there in a couple of weekends. It's the Hamilton Club round 2. It's always good, just the sort of, it's always good racing at Hamilton Club round. Would highly recommend it. Yes, yeah, so it's always on the short track, just lots of corners, so great for sort of getting your riding up and not sort of, yeah. So the short track really throws out the spanner out of the just the powerful bikes can't really get away, and you sort of just put down to the best rider on the day.
Yeah, so there we go, check it out for Richard Markham Barrett. So his best lap in that race was a 15.83, so maybe he was caging a little bit, knowing Jacob's here watching.
Yeah, no, I know that that bike can go a lot quicker. It's the Suzuki series last or maybe 2 years ago, riding the 450 Greg Percival's one. We're doing 12 the whole race. I remember coming past the finish line of qualifying and seeing my best lap time I'd ever done on the board, thinking, oh, that's pretty good. And then seeing P5, so I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that's always a bit depressing, isn't it?
No, it was a good racing that year. I think we had 5 of us within 500ths of a second at one stage on the last lap. So that was always fun, always good racing. I mean, it was some of the best riders out there. You can, like past champions this year, I think we have Dennis Charlotte and John Ross, which are all top caliber guys in the F3 lot. So
what are they going to be riding?
Oh, Dennis will be riding his wobbly thing that always likes to blow up. So